The Go-Go's, live in the Star Lounge.
I would like to welcome one of the most successful groups of all time. Not successful girl groups, but one of the most successful groups, period, of all time. Please welcome to the Star Lounge here at the Guitar Center studio, the Go-Go's. Great band. And I was lucky enough to be here for soundcheck, and I have to tell you, over the years, and Charlotte and I were talking about this, they have become such great musicians. I mean, it was unbelievable listening to you all in soundcheck. Let's go back to the first time I saw you in concert, which was 1981 at the Arlington in Santa Barbara. How would you have described yourself as a band then?
Very raw and out of our minds.
And when did you start to maybe get it all together?
Well, I think we had a really great work ethic back then, as we do now, but it all evolved. There's many things like the sounds that we use and the songwriting, all that stuff. It evolved as we went along. So I don't know if there was really a moment in time that it came together. It's just.
And Belinda, let me ask you a question if I could. Did you miss these girls when you went into your solo career?
No. You kidding? Actually, you know, it's doing one is a lot different than the other. It's when I'm on my own, I miss the camaraderie of a band, and you can't get this sort of camaraderie with just putting together a bunch of musicians. So.
And it wasn't really just camaraderie. I'm going to work on down to Kathy here so we can all get something to say. It wasn't just camaraderie. You were blazing a trail for girls because, I mean, the Supremes were a great group in the 60s, and they were a huge selling female group. But they didn't play their instruments. They were really just faces and voices. You wrote songs, you played instruments, you played concerts. Did you know how trailblazing the Go-Go's were?
Well, I mean, we knew that there had been other all-girl bands before us, but there hadn't been any to have the kind of success we had. And we just kind of, we took care of our end of it, which was providing the tunes and kind of just being ourselves. But it was also a lot of luck. It was a timing thing, you know, just it was ready, you know. We knocked out, I think, Centerfold from #1.
Jay Giles' band, Eat Your Heart Out.
Yeah, well, I just remember that stuff. But yeah, I think it was just timing. You know, you can't manufacture that. We had a lot of luck going for us, but we brought the talent and the tunes. So.
Were you ever approached, by the way, by Playboy? Talking of Centerfolds, because you did the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. I mean, that was such a sensation, and I can imagine that Playboy must have come to you. You did a Playboy, right?
Playboy, yeah. It was very memorable, obviously.
No, I do remember that. But I mean, as a band, were the band approached by Playboy to do that?
We've made all sorts of comments about setups and themes for things like that. We actually did something. Remember the lollipop photo session? Yeah. Wasn't that for Penthouse? What was it for one of those? It was for Penthouse. And yeah.
Well, that doesn't count then if you had your clothes on. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to change the subject and ask Gina a question back here on drums. Gina, how was it for you in what was basically a male-dominated world when it came to sitting behind the drums? Did you feel that you were, making progress and flying the flag?
I never really thought about it. I tried playing a lot of different instruments, and drums just came very naturally to me, and I didn't have to take lessons, and it was easy. So gender never really came into the picture. I just, like growing up, I grew up in Baltimore, and the first concert that I ever went to, my brother was forced to take me. I was 11, was Led Zeppelin opening for The Who. So that's the environment, that's the kind of bands that I grew up with. And I never, it was just like, these are my heroes, men or women. I'd never thought about it.
Well, talking about television and things, I've got one more question, and that is, you might not know it, but standing next to me is the world's biggest Star Trek fan. And I just read that J.J. Abrams from Lost is going to bring back the franchise. So have you thought about approaching him to be in another Star Trek movie?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm a big sci-fi geek.
Now, are you still, did you follow the Star Trek franchise all the way through the different incarnations, or did you stop after Next Generation?
I actually gave every one of them a chance, and some I thought sucked, and some I thought were amazing.
But she was in one of the best of the Star Trek movies. You were in 4, right?
Yes, I was the one with the whales. I was not the whale.
No one would ever think that you were a whale. And of course, you came out with a great song along with two friends of mine. Yeah, the Males.
Oh, you know, we're doing that song live. Oops, I guess I just spoiled a surprise. But we're doing Cool Places live in our set now. It's really fun. Thank you.